Start where you are, not where you wish you were. Most people never begin their journey to success because they are emotionally stuck arguing with reality. They look at their current situation and say, "This isn't fair," or "I should be further ahead by now." But progress never begins with wishful thinking, it begins with acceptance. Acceptance is not surrender, acceptance is clarity. And clarity is the foundation of every meaningful change. If your bank account says zero, then zero is not your enemy. Denial is. Blaming the economy, your upbringing, or bad luck might make you feel better temporarily, but it keeps you powerless. The moment you look at your situation honestly and say, "This is where I am and I take responsibility," you regain control. Responsibility is not a burden, it is freedom. It means your future is no longer dependent on excuses, but on decisions. Every successful person you admire started from a place that felt uncomfortable. They didn't wait for perfect timing, perfect resources, or perfect confidence. They started with what they had: limited money, limited knowledge, limited support, but unlimited willingness to act. They understood that you don't need more time, you need better use of the time you already have. Starting where you are also means understanding your current habits. Your income is a reflection of how you think, how you spend your time, and how you make choices when no one is watching. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So instead of feeling ashamed of where you are, get curious about it. Ask yourself what habits brought you here and which ones must be replaced. You don't climb a mountain by staring at the peak all day. You climb it by taking the next step in front of you. Small steps taken consistently outperform big plans that never leave your head. When you stop comparing your beginning to someone else's middle, you free yourself to move forward with confidence and focus. Personal development comes before financial success. Money is not the first problem to solve. The person earning the money is. Financial growth without personal growth is temporary. That's why some people make money and lose it just as fast. They increase their income without increasing their mindset, discipline, or decision-making ability. Wealth stays where it is, respected and understood. Your earning potential expands when you expand, when you learn to think better, communicate better, and act with purpose. The marketplace responds. The most valuable investment you can ever make is not in stocks, businesses, or real estate, it's in yourself. Skills cannot be taken from you. Knowledge compounds. Character attracts opportunity. Reading a book might not put money in your pocket today, but it changes the way you think tomorrow. Learning a new skill may feel slow at first, but over time it multiplies your value. Personal development is not an event, it is a lifestyle. It's choosing growth over comfort, learning over entertainment, and long-term reward over short-term pleasure. As you grow, your standards rise. You stop settling for mediocrity. You stop tolerating habits that drain your energy and distractions that steal your future. You begin to carry yourself differently, speak differently, and expect more from yourself. And when you change internally, your external results have no choice but to follow. Most people want confidence before they act, but confidence is built by acting. Each small improvement strengthens your belief in yourself. Each lesson learned sharpens your judgment. Over time, you become someone who doesn't just hope for success, but expects it because you've done the work to earn that belief. When you commit to becoming better every day, opportunities begin to appear where none existed before. Doors open not because of luck, but because you are now prepared to walk through them. Discipline turns small actions into massive results. Discipline is the quiet force behind every extraordinary outcome. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't demand applause most of the time. No one even notices it. But discipline is what separates people who dream from people who build. Talent may open the door, but discipline is what keeps you in the room long enough to succeed. Many people wait for motivation before they take action, but motivation is unreliable. Some days it shows up, some days it doesn't. Discipline, however, doesn't care about your mood. Discipline is the decision you make in advance to do what must be done regardless of how you feel in the moment. It's choosing consistency over comfort and progress over pleasure. Small actions don't feel powerful when you're doing them. Saving a little money seems insignificant. Reading a few pages feels slow. Practicing a skill for 30 minutes doesn't feel life-changing. But time magnifies everything. Just as small neglects create big problems, small disciplines create massive success. What you do daily is far more important than what you do occasionally. Discipline also means learning to delay gratification. The person who can say no to short-term temptation gains access to long-term freedom. While others spend first and save what's left, disciplined people save first and build with intention. They understand that every dollar, every hour, and every decision is a vote for the future they want. When discipline becomes a habit, it builds self-respect. You begin to trust yourself because you do what you said you would do. That trust turns into confidence, and confidence turns into momentum. Momentum makes hard things feel easier, not because the work changed, but because you changed. Value creation is the shortcut to wealth. Money flows toward value the same way water flows downhill. If you want to earn more, you must become more valuable. The marketplace doesn't reward effort alone, it rewards usefulness. The more problems you can solve, the more people you can help, the greater your income potential becomes. Instead of asking, how can I make more money, ask, how can I serve more people? That shift in thinking changes everything. When you focus on improving lives, improving systems, or improving results, money becomes a byproduct of contribution. Wealth is simply the scoreboard that measures how much value you've delivered. Value creation requires skill. Skills are learned, not inherited. Anyone willing to study, practice, and apply can increase their value. Communication, leadership, sales, creativity, problem solving. These are tools that multiply your earning power. The person who can clearly explain ideas and influence decisions will always be in demand. As your value grows, so does your opportunity. You gain leverage. You gain options. People seek your input. Your work speaks for you even when you're not in the room. Value gives you negotiating power because you're no longer easily replaceable. Creating value also means thinking beyond yourself. When your work improves others, loyalty follows, trust follows, and trust is the foundation of every great business and lasting fortune. The more value you create, the more doors open, and the more resources flow in your direction. Failure is tuition, not a verdict. Failure has a way of shaking people at their core. It makes them question their worth, their intelligence, and sometimes even their dreams. Many walk away not because they lack ability, but because they misunderstand failure. They see it as a final judgment instead of a temporary lesson. But failure is not proof that you are incapable, it is proof that you are trying. Every person who has built real wealth has paid for it in mistakes, bad decisions, lost money, missed opportunities, wrong partnerships. The difference is not that successful people avoid failure, but that they refuse to let failure define them. They extract the lesson and move forward wiser, stronger, and more prepared. Think of failure as tuition paid to the school of experience. You either learn from it or you repeat the class. When something doesn't work, ask yourself what it taught you about timing, strategy, discipline, or people. Growth begins the moment you stop asking why it happened and start asking what it's shaping you to become. Failure builds resilience, and resilience is a requirement for long-term success. Anyone can stay positive when things are going well. Character is formed when things go wrong. Each setback strengthens your ability to endure pressure, manage uncertainty, and stay focused when outcomes are unclear. Those qualities are priceless in the pursuit of wealth. The people who win are not those with perfect records, but those who recover quickly. They fail forward. They adjust. They keep moving, and over time, the very experiences that once felt like obstacles become the stories that inspire others and validate their success. Think long-term and let time work for you. Wealth is built slowly, then suddenly. Most people quit during the slow part because they mistake patience for lack of progress. But time is the greatest ally of discipline and value. Small actions repeated over years compound into extraordinary results. What looks insignificant today becomes unstoppable tomorrow. Thinking long-term changes how you make decisions. You stop asking, how does this make me feel right now? And start asking, where does this lead me? Long-term thinkers invest in assets, relationships, and skills that grow stronger with time. They understand that consistency beats intensity when intensity cannot be sustained. When you give time to your efforts, you remove desperation from the equation. Desperation leads to shortcuts, and shortcuts often lead backward. Patience allows quality decisions, steady growth, and clarity under pressure. Time rewards those who remain committed after the excitement fades. As you stay the course, something powerful happens. Your habits begin to align with your goals. Your identity shifts. You are no longer someone trying to succeed. You are someone who expects progress because progress has become routine. Time amplifies who you are and what you repeatedly do. And this is where it all comes together. When you accept where you are, commit to personal growth, practice discipline, create value, learn from failure, and give your efforts time, wealth becomes inevitable. Not because of luck, but because of alignment between who you are and what you produce. You don't go from 0 to $1 million in a moment. You do it by becoming a little wiser, a little stronger, and a little more disciplined every day. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the journey changed you first, then the money followed,